Jimmy Clitheroe as the Clitheroe Kid, with Peter Sinclair, Patricia Burke, Danny Ross and Diana Day in...
Ours is a nice house, ours is. Oh, Vicky, you big duff. Oh, you've got bony knees.
That will do, James. You ran into me. You might at least apologize.
I'm sorry, Vicar, but I was running away from a mob of spud bashers.
Spud bashers? Who are they?
The kids from King Edward's. That school near you, you know. There are a right lot of sissies there. They have girls in their school in the same classes as the lads. Shocking, isn't it?
Well, some people might like it.
Don't be daft. If you're sitting in the class next to girls, how can you have any fun?
Yes, you are young, aren't you, James? Anyway, sissies or not, they made you run.
Yes, well, there was 3 of them onto me and Ozzy.
Oh, well, that's different. 3 on to 2 isn't fair.
No, it isn't, and they were big girls.
James, surely 2 stalwarts of the Black Hand gang weren't routed by 3 weak girls?
Weak? They were using Ozzy for netball practice. Then the 3 of them chased me until one broke a catapult.
A catapult?
Yes, well, I think she had a catapult because I heard her shout, "Wait for me, girls, me elastic has snapped."
That sounds like one of your stories again.
No, it isn't.
Well, what were they doing at school at 6 o'clock on a Saturday evening, you clever little boy?
They'd been watching a hockey match, you daft old Sorry, Vicar. I think we'd better go in our house. You were calling here, weren't you?
Yes, James. I wanted to tell your mother about my new curate calling. I also want to warn your grandfather that he can expect a visit from your music mistress at school, Miss Trotter.
Tick-tock, Tilly.
Tick-tock?
She says it when she's beating time in singing class. Gets it mixed up with the words. You should hear her. Well, the beat ticks their top high. Oh, the tick-tock, high line.
You're pulling my leg again, James. No, she's written a short opera for amateur performance. We're doing it in the church hall next month. And she thought Mr. Sinclair would be ideal to sing the part of the lighthouse keeper.
Hey, Grandad, the lighthouse keeper. Hey, I hope he won't have to walk up a lot of steps in his kilt. For the very first time, you'll be able to find out what he wears under...
All right, James. That will do. Now let us go into the house, please.
All right, but I've no key, so hang on. Open in the name of the law. This is a raid.
James.
I thought it was you, you hooligan. Susan, that's no way to talk to the vicar.
Trying to be funny. Come in, Vicar.
Oh, thank you, Susan. James, you are a little troublemaker.
Go in the lounge, Vicar. Mother's in there with Miss Trotter.
She's beating you to it, Vicar. Come on, let's go in and have a good laugh.
Right you are. Oh, stop it, James.
There he is in his lighthouse, with his mate in blood, a storm raging outside, and a boat heading helplessly for the rocks. In song, he lets out an agonized cry.
Come in, number 5, you're
That'll do, Jimmy. Oh, hello, Vicar. Miss Trotter was just telling me about the opera.
Oh, yes, it's very dramatic. Just at that moment, the mate sings, "The light's gone out, the light's gone out." There's only one thing to do.
Put another bomb in the meter.
Really, James. We come now, Mrs. Clitheroe, to a truly dramatic climax. To the accompaniment of accented tremolos, a sotto voce rising to prestissimo treble forte, the lighthouse keeper simulates the dash of the Spartan staircase as fast as he can run, up and up, round and round, and when he reaches the top,
he throws his head in the ceiling.
Jimmy, I won't tell you again.
Could I see you alone, Mrs. Clitheroe?
Well, I was just going, Vicar. I had hoped to wait for Mr. Sinclair, but I've so much work still to do on my opera. My obligato is still rather ragged.
I think that's rather good. Good day, Miss Trotter.
Excuse me, is my coat in here, Mother?
Oh, yes, here it is, Susan.
Hey, Sparrowlegs. What sort of a skirt's that you've nearly got on?
I'm going ice skating with Alfie. Everybody wears short skirts for skating.
Oh, I'll bet Alfie looks a smasher in his.
Very funny.
Well, I hope you don't get wet, because if that skirt shrinks another inch, you'll feel the draft round your neck.
Jimmy, I've told you to cut it out.
Oh, don't bother, Mother. After all, he's only a child. Well, I'm off.
Oh, isn't Alfie taking you?
I'm picking him up at his house. Oh, you know what he is. If I arranged to meet him at the ice rink, he'd probably finish up waiting for me at the cinema. Bye, everyone. See you later.
Oh, I'll come out with you, Miss Clitheroe. Bye-bye. Really must fly. Tell Mr. Sinclair I'll call again about my opera. Tell him I'll see him tomorrow.
Not if he sees you first.
I shall have to be away myself soon.
Oh, but you must have a cup of tea first, Vicar. Jimmy, put the kettle on, son.
Right, Mum.
Oh, I don't wish to put you to any trouble.
Nonsense, it's no trouble to me.
No, I'm putting the kettle on. I'm just going to put the kettle on for tea.
When I get a couple of drinks on a Saturday, Glasgow belongs to me.
Should I make some black coffee?
Father, you haven't been drinking already. Where have you been, Father?
Oh, Pat, I've been doing a wee bit of celebrating. Oh, hello, Vicar. I didn't see you.
He never sees anything when he's had a few, Vicar. You should see him sometimes, shaking hands with the whole stand.
Now, James, nice to see you, Mr. Sinclair. Might I inquire the reason for your joviality?
Oh, hi, Vicar. I've been trying for 20 years and I've finally done it. I've done it.
Done what?
He's found the recipe for homemade whiskey.
Ah, never mind the jokes, my lad. Bet I've got 8 draws on my football pools.
Oh, Father, that's wonderful.
Grandad, you mean we'll be rich? Oh, think of what we can buy. A pony for me, a mink coat for me mum, some new organ pipes for the vicar, and a kukri boot for our Susan.
Now, just a minute.
Oh, I'm not forgetting you, Grandad. You can have a gold-plated sporran.
It won't be a fortune. There's too many draws on the coupon. But I might get, well, £200 or £300.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Sinclair.
Thank you, Vicar. And let's all have a wee drink to celebrate. I've brought some stuff with me.
Right, you are, Father. Come on, Jimmy, come and help me carry some glasses in, son.
Right, Mum. Hey, if we're going to have a party, shall I hide me Grandad's bagpipe?
You know, Mr. Sinclair, I was just thinking about this £300.
That's all right, Vicar. Well, you see, you'll get your share. There'll be a pound note in your plate tomorrow.
No, Mr. Sinclair. I was just thinking you'll be able to move into a new house after all.
New house?
Yes, you often talked about getting Mrs. Clitheroe a more modern house if you came into money.
Aye, you're right. I suppose we could move. Pat would like that. Yes, I would to Pat.
Here we are. Take a glass, Vicar. Father, before I forget.
Here you are, Vicar. Pat, look, I was just thinking, now, if I get enough money out of this, I'm going to see about moving into a new house.
Oh, yes, that's very interesting. Now, look, before I forget, Jimmy's music teacher, Miss Trotter, called to see you.
Oh, what does that old... what does she want?
She's written an opera for the church hall and wants you to sing in it.
That's it. I'm definitely moving house now.
Be serious, Father. What's all about this about moving, anyway?
Well, you know, you've always said it would be nice for Jimmy and Susan, and you'd like a modern house.
Yes, well, I suppose it would be better. I mean, that's very nice of you, Father, but...
No buts, Pat. I want the best for you and the kids.
Oh, what was that, Grandad?
I was saying, if I win enough, we'll sell this house and move.
Move from here?
That's right, Jimmy. It's something your granddad has always said he would buy if he could afford it.
Well, I'm not going.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't want to live in a pub.
Your grandfather's talking about a new house, James.
Oh, that's smashing. Hey, I know the very place. Hey, remember, Grandad? We saw it last week after the match.
What's this?
A house for sale overlooking the football ground, and it's near our school. We can watch the match free every Saturday, and I needn't get up in the morning till 8:30.
That's no good.
Get away. If you didn't want to watch the match yourself, you could let your room off.
We're not living in that area.
Anyway, that was only a 3-bedroom house. We need 4.
Oh, heck. I forgot about our Susan. Vicar, would you marry her before we move?
Would I have
To Alfie, all I mean. Or better still, when we sell this house, couldn't she stop here as a lodger?
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Luke. We'll decide where we want to live.
Oh, but Mom.
Don't argue. Go and see who's at the door.
All right, I'll go. Hey, couldn't me Grandad pay somebody to marry Susan?
Answer the door.
I'm going. All right, I'm coming.
Hello, Jimmy, it's me.
Wait a minute. I know that voice. That handsome face. That curly hair. It's Engelberg up the creek.
Humperdinck.
Granted. What's all that crazy gear you've got on?
You crazy gear? Yeah, I'm dressed to go on the ice.
You look ready to go on the slab.
Never mind the jokes. I've called to collect your Susan.
You're too late. Another ragman got her for a bowl of goldfish.
I'll thump you in a minute. Go and tell Susan I'm here.
Come in. It'll cost you a tenner.
Yeah, I'm giving you nothing. Susan! Susan! I've arrived!
Alfie, she's left. You'll need a tanner to ring her up.
She's gone. Well, of all the rotten tricks, she said 6:15 on the dot, so I gobbled me tea and it was kippers and a bone stuck. My mum said chew bread, my granny said drink milk, and I did. And my dad slapped me on the back and nearly drowned the cat. Susan said 6:15 at our house, and here I am, dead on time at your house.
At our house?
Yeah, so what does she go? Oh, I can't do it again. I'm off to that.
Wait a minute, if you go there now, she'll be on her way back here.
Are you right? We might miss each other.
You could keep passing each other till by the time you met you'd be too old to care.
Yeah, I think I better wait for her. Man, she might not want to see me again after this.
Don't worry, come in the other room here, and I'll tell you how to get in her good boots.
Hey, I've just thought of something. She might forgive me if I went out and bought her some flowers.
I shall put it towards the cost of a wedding ring.
A wedding ring?
Yeah, you are going to marry our Susan, aren't you?
Well,
The vicar's in the other room. Nip in now and give him your order.
Hey. Look, don't be funny.
Well, I'll go in for you. Will you want the choir for the hymns?
No, just the organist. See, mind your own business.
It is my business. Susan's my dear sister. I don't want her getting left on the perch.
Perch? You mean shells, don't you?
No, I mean perch. Where else would you find a daft old crow?
I'll thump you one if you don't stop being rude. Look, Susan will decide when she wants to get married.
Well, she'll get plenty of chances. There's lots of fellas want to get married, you know. There's one in tonight's paper in the personnel column. Somebody called Tom.
What is he, an old cat?
Oh, very funny. He's a mug, a bloke. He said he wanted to meet somebody with a view to getting married.
Look, Susan might not want me.
Mother, has Alfie all been here?
She's here, Alfie. Now, do your stuff. Susan, dear, your Alfie's waiting for you in here.
Oh, is he indeed?
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Susan.
Good evening, Mr. Hall.
Susan, Alfie wants to ask you something.
Is that so?
Yeah, but I was just going.
Good, there's the door.
Oh, no. I mean, I wanted to ask you, that is, would you like to, if we were to get, have you ever thought that two can live, well, I wondered if, would you say yes, if I could, well, I mean, could you have a glass of water?
If you don't get on with it, I'll stick your head in a bucket.
Oh, shut up. Susan, what I mean is, you don't want to be an old crow, a maid. Not that you will, but if you were on the perch, the shelf, I'd still want to be with you, because I like old maids, and I'm a go.
Hall, you don't turn up to take me skating, you keep me waiting, you don't even apologize, and then you finish up saying I'm an old maid. Well, as far as I'm concerned, you can go and sit on the ice until your jeans freeze.
Oh, Susan! Susan, come back. I'm sorry, Susan. It was all a mistake.
And I made the mistake, picking on him to propose to her. If he did sit on the ice, his brains would freeze. There must be somebody else, somebody who doesn't know what she's like. That's it. The bloke in the paper, Tom. Where is it now? Lonely old tomcat is going to get a litter. I mean a letter.
Oh, excuse me, madam.
Miss Hermione Trotter, can I help you?
Oh, of course, Miss Trotter, yes. I've seen you at the church hall organising your opera. I'm the new curate.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, which one are you? A baritone, bass tenor, or just plain crooner?
I beg your pardon?
Your singing voice. It's my opera, you know. I'm still looking for a sailor. Musically speaking, that is.
Well, I suppose I'm a light baritone, really.
Oh, excellent. Couldn't be better. You can sing the leading part if Mr. Sinclair can't play.
Oh, thank you for the honour. This Mr. Sinclair, he lives at that house there, doesn't he?
Well, he used to live there, but quite frankly, since I first inquired after him for my opera, he never seems to be at home.
Oh, I see. I was just going to introduce myself to his daughter, Mrs. Clitheroe.
She might not be back from the shops yet. When I left just now, there was only young James there.
Ah, yes. The vicar warned me, told me about the boy.
Well, I shall definitely look forward to earmarking you for Pegleg Tunnicliffe.
Who?
The night housekeeper in my opera. I shall put your name down in my little red book. Mr. What is the name?
Thomas.
Not the doubting variety, I'm sure. What? Thomas who?
My surname, Thomas.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, I'm sorry, too. I didn't know you were the curate. Mind, you don't look like one.
I don't follow you.
You're not wearing a horse collar. Oh, sorry. Dog collar. I'm getting my animals mixed up somewhat. What?
Yes. I like to dress informally sometimes, particularly on our free and easy social evenings. I'm hoping to invite Mrs. Clitheroe to give us a little talk at one of them.
Well, I'm sure she's got plenty to talk about for the family she's got. Well, I shall look forward to inking you in on my dramatis personae, Mr. Thomas. Farewell, Pegleg, curate.
Good day. Really, what a silly old... No. Let's be charitable. Now, here we are. That was an amusing one, about me not wearing a horse collar.
Hello?
Oh, hello, young man. This is Clitheroe, is it not?
That's right, Mr.
Thomas is my name. May I come in?
Oh, yes. Come in, Tom. Why? You've lost no time in getting here, have you?
I don't understand. You couldn't know I was coming.
No, but I hope you were.
Well, that's very nice. Could I see the lady of the house?
Oh, she's out shaking at the discotheque.
The discotheque? She goes dancing, does she?
Oh, I'll say she does. Her boyfriends call her Jelly Hips Clitheroe.
Really, I must say I'm surprised.
Oh, if you like dancing, she's the one for you. She'll have you twisting till your braces bust.
I don't dance. Did you say she has boyfriends? More than one?
Oh, yes, you'll have to get cracking, you know. They're always driving up to the house. Sometimes we have a queue. In fact, we're thinking of putting up parking meters.
This is dreadful.
Mind, she packed up with one of them on Saturday, so you've come at the right time.
I think I have. I shall speak to the vicar about this tonight.
Hey, you are a fast worker, aren't you, Tom?
My name is Thomas.
Oh, all right. Well, if you'd like to wait, Thomas?
Mr. Thomas.
Ooh, she's got a posh one here.
Look here, when will your mother be in? I think I should speak to her before I see the vicar.
Oh, it's me granddad you'll have to ask first. Anyway, while you're waiting for them, there's some photos of her in the drawer here. Come in and I'll get them.
Look, it's not her photograph I wish to see.
Oh, well, it'll fill in the time. Come on.
Oh, very well, but I can imagine what sort of person she is.
Here you are. Sit down and look at them. The ones in a bikini were taken at Brighton.
But she wears a bikini?
Here, take them while I answer the door.
Oh, I've no desire to see them. Bikini, indeed.
Hello, Jimmy. Susan in?
No, she's out.
Oh, well, can I come in? I must see you. Yeah, I haven't slept for 2 nights. I've tried up milk, counting sheep, 100 backwards, but all night long I see your face.
I'm not interested in your nightmare. Anyway, you're too late. Tom's in there waiting to ask you to marry him.
Tom who?
Tom out of the newspaper, you remember? The personnel column.
You what? Where is he?
I'm afraid I can't wait any longer, young man.
Ah, so you're the snake in the grass who's taking it out in front of me back behind my eyes. That's it.
I beg your pardon.
He's the boyfriend I told you she packed up on Saturday, Tom.
What? A young youth like you? You should think yourself lucky to be out of her clutches. The Jezebel.
You what? Oh, you old goat. I'll teach you to chase after younger Jezebel is here. All that.
Oh! The boy's gone mad. Ow! Get him off me. Help!
Stop it! Now, what's going on, Alfie? Who is this bloke anyway?
He's the sort you read about in Sunday papers, trying to lure young girls away. He's after Susan.
Oh, are you? Move away, Alfie. Let me get a smack at him.
Stop it! He wants to marry her.
What do you mean? I'm the new curate in the parish and I came here to see Mrs. Clitheroe about helping us at our youth club meeting.
Oh, heck.
But after all I've just heard from you, I wouldn't let her near my boys, not at any price.
Jimmy,
What does this mean?
I think it means I'll be having my supper standing up.
Well, James, have your mother and grandfather forgiven you for last night's performance?
I don't know for sure.
Do you mean they're not speaking to you?
Oh, they're talking to me like a dog. Come here, go there, fed.
Well, you were rather silly, and it was naughty to write that letter to Tom, whoever he is.
Oh, hello, Miss Trotter. Her father's here now, if you want him.
Oh, hello, Mr. Sinclair. I have news for you.
Miss Trotter, I must tell you straight.
I've given your part in the opera to the curate.
Much as I'd like to be in your opera, I'm just not... What? You've given it to the curate?
Well, I thought it best. He can read music well, and he is on the spot. I've been finding it rather hard to get hold of you. Figuratively speaking, that is. I wasn't meaning I'd be trying to get hold of you in the, pardon the word, flesh.
Oh, well, I'm sure you're doing it for the best, Miss Trotter. I don't think I've been very good as a lighthouse keeper anyway.
No, he'd have to keep rowing to the nearest pub to fill his lamp.
All right. I see we're back to normal now.
Well, I think you were right about that house you mentioned, Miss Trotter, from the look of the outside, anyway.
Oh, I'm sure you'll like it.
Well, we're going to see over it tomorrow morning.
I thought it was too small, only 3 bedrooms.
Not the one near the football field.
Oh, no, James. No, this is one that some friends of mine lived in down by the recreation grounds.
But we can't live there. It's miles from our school. I'd have to get up in the middle of the night. Hey, Mum, maybe I could get every morning off.
No, Jim. If we moved there, you'd have to go to a different school.
Don't be daft. There isn't a school near the recreation ground.
Oh, yes, there is a very good one. King Edward.
What? That's a girls' school.
No, James. I taught there for a while. It's for boys and girls. Pupils of both, if you pardon another word, sexes.
Well, if you'll pardon another word, phooey. I'm not going there. The black and gagger murder me. I'd be a sissy and a spud basher.
Oh, don't be so ridiculous.
Oh, Mum, don't send me there, please.
Stop it.
Oh, you'll be sorry if you do. I'll run away. I'll eat a worm.
You'll feel the weight of my hand if you don't keep quiet.
All right, but you'll be sorry, Mum, when they put me in the hockey team and I have to wear bloomers.
Oh, James, you are a silly boy. Mrs. Clitheroe, have you got the key to the house?
No, we'll have to get it from the estate agents in the morning.
Well, I still have a key my friends let me have. I could run home and get it for you. I have the car outside.
Oh, well, it's very kind of you, Miss
Oh,
Trotter.
not at all. A pleasure, I assure you.
Miss Trotter, could you give me a lift to my pal Ozzy's, please?
Yes, of course, James.
Oh, don't be so lazy, Jimmy.
Wait a minute. Miss Trotter could give the key to Jimmy and he can bring it back.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought, Mum.
Right then. But don't you try to lose it. We could always get another, you know.
Well, Susan, for once Jimmy did us a good turn. Because it showed I like you when I gave Mr. Thomas a black eye and that made you happy. No, not his black eye, me losing my temper because I thought you were a Jezebel and all the time. It was your mother who had all those men. I mean, he said it was.
I know what you mean, Alfie. Anyway, we're all right again now.
Yeah, but how long for? I mean, when you move into the new house, you might meet some posh bloke living near there and forget all about me.
Oh, don't be silly. Anyway, we're not going into that house Miss Trotter mentioned. Mother and Grandad said it was in a terrible condition. Grandad's on the phone to the estate agent, telling him off.
Hey, does that mean you're not moving then?
Oh, I suppose they'll find somewhere else. Personally, I wish we weren't moving at all. I never wanted it.
Why didn't you tell him that before?
You little sneak, you've been listening at the keyhole again.
I wasn't. I just bent down to tie my shoelace and I happened to be near the door for a second.
Oh, yes. Well, next time you bend down, I'll just be happening to practice a few penalty kicks.
Oh, that's gratitude for you. It's only 2 minutes since you told her I'd done you a good turn.
I thought you only bent down for a second.
Did I? Oh, it just shows you how time flies.
You'll fly in a minute, out on your ear.
All right, Father, calm down.
Calm down. He's lucky we were on the phone or I'd have clouted him with my crummock.
What's wrong, Grandad?
That's that estate agent. He practically accused me of being a liar. He said I must have been drunk when I inspected the house.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's ridiculous. You should have told him you've never been drunk in your life before opening time.
You're asking for it, my lad.
Jimmy, keep quiet.
What was wrong with the house?
Oh, it was dreadful. The walls were damp.
Damp. They looked as though they'd been sprayed with a hose pipe.
There were beetles all over the pantry floor.
I can't stand things crawling round me.
You don't mind our Susan in the front room.
You've been told to keep quiet.
And what about the rat?
Yes, Susan, why don't you tell him?
I'll plug you one in a minute.
Jimmy, one more thing from you and you'll be sorry. Go and answer the phone.
I'll get it, Mother. I'm expecting a call from my boss.
Right, Susan. Yes, Alfie. Father saw a big rat in the dining room.
Ooh, that. What are you going to do now then, Mrs. Clitheroe?
Well, I suppose we'll look for another house if anybody wants to.
Well, you wanted a new house, Pat, now didn't you?
No, it was your suggestion, Father. And I thought it would be better for Susan and Jimmy.
We don't want to move. Susan told Alfie when I was listening at the key and the time issue.
Pat, let's get this straight. Do you want to move?
No, I never wanted to leave here personally.
And neither do Susan and Jimmy, and no more do I. We're a right lot of nincompoops, aren't we?
Oh, you're right, Father. We've all been going to move for someone else who didn't want to go.
Well, what a pair. To think I've gone to all that trouble for nothing.
What trouble?
I'll tell you what trouble. That was Ozzy on the phone, Jimmy. He wants to know if you finished with his tame rat and the box of beetles.
What?
Big blabbermouth. Oh, don't some mothers have 'em?
Those involved with the Clitheroe Kid this week were Peter Sinclair as grandfather, Patricia Burke as mother, Danny Ross as Alfie Hall, Diana Day as Susan, Tony Melody, Jack Watson and Daphne Oxenford. The recorded program was written by James Casey and Frank Roscoe, produced by James Casey and starred Jimmy Clitheroe as the kid himself.
You might like to know that I didn't get spanked after that phone call. I got it about an hour later. I was just getting a jam butty in the pantry when my grandad came storming in. He shouted, "You've done it this time, my lad. Alfie's knocking 7 bells out of a bloke at the front door." I said, "Not Mr. Thomas again?" He said, "No, it's some fella who says our Susan wrote him a love letter." It was Tom. Get off.